So, a pleasant morning to everyone. So, for today's presentation, we are talking about films. So, tayong mga Pilipino have long been known for our love sa pelikula. So, from romantic dramas to action film, talaga namang inaabangan natin. So, Filipino cinemas has a place in our heart. So, for today, next po. Yan. So for today, kung titignan natin ang naka-flash sa ating screen, may I ask you to ask or may I ask you to guess the titles of these movies by simply reading um, their famous lines. So, Peter, can you give some title ng movie na naka-flash sa screen? General Luna. Correct. So, meron din tayong The House of Us, tsaka Four Sisters and a Wedding. So, now, let's move on to the definition of film. Yan. So, film is also called as motion picture, means moving picture. So, why? Because it captures a sequence of still image that creates an illusion of movements. So, dati kasi, ang pagkuha ng film is bawat picture or bawat galaw ng mga tao is pinipicturan. Pero ngayon, with the advancement of technology, meron na tayong tinatawag na videos kung saan naka-record na yon mula umpisa hanggang dulo. So, ayan. So, it is considered one of the most popular developed arts. We can see movies in cinemas, television, YouTube, and even on Facebook. So, film always tells us stories. And to produce a film or a movie, we should prepare or choose a script first and assign a director to do the whole experience or to do the whole film. So, ang pinagkaiba naman ng video sa film is, gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, ang film is laging may story. Ang video naman is just a clip na makuha mo on the spot daw. So, next po tayo.
Who is Charlie Chaplin? Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin, known as Charlie Chaplin, was born on April 16, 1889 and died on December 25, 1977. He was an English comic actor, filmmaker, and composer who rose to fame in the era of silent film. He became a worldwide icon through his screen persona with Trump. Chaplin's most memorable on-screen and an icon in the world cinema during silent film, and is considered one of the film industry's most important figures. His career spanned more than 75 years, from childhood in the Victorian era until a year before his death in 1977, and encompassed both adulation and controversy. In 1919, Chaplin co-founded the company United Artists, which gave him complete control over his films. His first feature-length film was The Kid in 1921, followed by A Woman of Paris in 1923, The Gold Rush in 1925, and The Circus in 1928. He initially refused to move to sound films in 1930, instead producing City Lights in 1931 and Modern Times in 1936, without dialogue. His first sound film was The Great Dictator in 1940, which satirized Adolf Hitler. Nung bata si Chaplin, nakaranas siya ng poverty and paghihirap. Yung father niya is physically absent and yung mother niya naman is nag-i-struggle financially. But before siya mag 9 years old, 2 beses siyang na-sent sa workhouse. And nung 14 years old naman siya, yung niya was committed to a mental asylum. Nagbegan siya na mag-perform at an early age, touring music halls, and later working as a stage actor and comedian. At 19, he was signed to the Fred Carno Music Company, which took him to the United States. He was scouted for the film industry and began appearing in 1914. He soon developed the Trump persona and attracted a large fan base. He directed his own films and continued to hone his craft as he moved to the SNI Mutual and First National Corporation. By 1918, he was one of the world's best-known figures. In 1940s were marked with controversy for Chaplin, and his popularity declined rapidly. He was accused of communist sympathies, and some members of the press and public were scandalized nung ma-involve siya sa fraternity at pagpapakasal sa mga batang babae. An FBI investigation was opened, and Chaplin was forced to leave the US and settle in Switzerland.
So next is Joseph Frank Buster Keaton. So he was an American actor, comedian, and filmmaker. He is best known for his silent films during the 1920s, in which he performed physical comedy and stunt with a stoic deadpan expression that became his trademark and earned him the nickname the Great Stone Face. So Buster Keaton, often referred to as the Great Stone Face, was a pioneering figure in the early days of cinema. Born on October 4, 1895 in Piqua, Kansas, Keaton began his career in vaudeville alongside with his parent from a very young age. He quickly gained recognition for his acrobatic skills and comedic timing, earning the nickname Buster due to his ability to take falls without getting injured. At the age of 3, Keaton began performing with his parent in the Three Keatons. He first appeared on stage in 1899 in Wilmington, Delaware. In 1996, Entertainment Weekly recognized Keaton as the seventh greatest film director, and in 1999, the American Film Institute ranked him as the 21st greatest male star of classic Hollywood cinema. Joseph Frank Buster Keaton's impact on the world of film is undeniable. His innovative approach to comedy, groundbreaking stunt work, and timeless performance have cemented his status as a true legend of cinema. Even today, his film continue to entertain and inspire audiences around the world, making him a beloved figure in the film history.
Okay, let's proceed the directing and editing. The director controls the acting and supervises the cameraman and other staff who handling lights and other sets needed in making the film. The editors came in when the film was already recorded. Sa madaling salita, ang directing and editing is important. Dahil sa kanila, may magagandang pelikula na pinapalabas at pelikula.
So let's move on to the three types of film production. The first one is the preparation. So the producer, director, and scriptwriter should have a well-written script that is well researched and capture the interest of the target moviegoers, and there should have enough funds to support the film. So the preparation stage of film production is essential for laying the groundwork for a successful project. It involves meticulous planning and coordination among key stakeholders, including the producer, director, and scriptwriter. One of the primary tasks during this phase is script development. The script serves as the blueprint for the entire film, dictating the storyline, character development, and dialogue. It is crucial for the script to be well written, thoroughly researched, and engaging to capture the interests of the target audience. Additionally, adequate funding is necessary to support the production process. Securing funding involves budgeting for various expenses, including cast and crew salaries, equipment rental, location fees, and post production costs. Without sufficient funds, it is challenging to bring the script to life and deliver a high quality final product.
Next is shooting or taking shots. The creator of films produces image through a series of shots produced by a camera. Shooting is a collection of various shots required for film by light, camera, and action process. Also, in film production, a shot is the moment that the camera starts rolling until the moment it stops.
So the next one, the third one is assembly or gathering of all the shots and sound production. So at this stage, the editor will do the job of editing the sequence according to the director's artistic vision and concept of the movie. So after the filming is complete, the post-production stage begins. This phase involves the assembly of all the shots captured during filming and the integration of sound production element to create a cohesive final product. The editor takes on the task of editing the footage according to the director's artistic vision and the concept of the movie. In addition to editing the visual element, sound production is also a crucial aspect of post-production. This includes adding dialogue, sound effects, music, and mixing the audio to enhance the overall viewing experience. The sound production team works closely with the editor to ensure that the audio elements complement the visual and contribute to the storytelling process. Overall, the assembly stage is where all the pieces of the puzzle come together to create the final film. It requires attention to detail, creativity, and technical expertise to achieve the desired result and deliver a compelling cinematic experience to the audience.
So now let's move on to the genres of film. So we have the first one is narrative. So it is a genre of film that tells a fictional story. Narrative films includes any film that intends to tell a chronological story. So it means it has a start or beginning, the middle part, and the ending. So it could be a drama, comedy, romance, horror, and etc. So one of the example of a narrative genre of film is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So this film has a story of a boy named Charlie who wins a golden ticket to have a tour in a mysterious and magical chocolate factory owned by Willy Wonka. So, this film falls under the narrative genre because it tells a story chronologically. So, it has a beginning, middle, and an end. So, it starts from introduction of the protagonist and his family, then continues to his adventures tsaka challenges niya nung nakapasok siya sa chocolate factory. So, and it also ends with a resolution of the story. So next one. Yan. Next is we have the avant-garde. So it is a type of film that is not concerned with a gross income of the movie. So sa madaling sabi, inire-release siya not to earn a profit. So, the filmmaker's concern is to express viewpoints and personal experience from the perspective of the mainstream. So, not the typical type of film, it allows the viewers to see and think about what he or she sees in the movie. So, we have a example, The Himala, which is starring Nora Honor. So, Himala is considered as an avant-garde because of its way of storytelling. This film was directed by Ishmael Bernal, written by Ricky Lee. So, this movie explores themes of faith, paniniwala, tsaka issue sa social issues. And then it also shows how someone's faith and religious beliefs can affect people, especially sa panahon ng kahirapan and kagipitan. So, meron din sa part ng movie, pang-aabuso sa relihiyon. Ipinakita din sa pelikula um, kung paano ang leader ng mga relihiyoso ay maaring gamitin ang kanilang kapangyarihan para manipaluhin at kontrolin ang mga tao para sa kanilang sariling kapakanan. So, next is we have documentary. So, documentary presents factual information about real people. So, ayan, ito na may kinaiba niya sa avant-garde. So, avant-garde is nagre-represent siya ng social issues, ng viewpoints. Ang documentary naman is totoong nangyari. So, real people, real events, and real issues. It aims to educate, inform, or provoke thought about various subjects such as history, science, politics and culture. So, aswang. So, kapag nakita mo yan, ang poster ng movie, ano bang iisipin mo? 'Di ba yung totoong aswang talaga? Pero, yung movie, actually movie documentary yan, and was directed by Alex Ain Arumpak and was released in 2019. So, it talks about controversial presidency of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Particularly, it focuses on the extrajudicial killings and on the administration's war on drugs. So, aswang serves as a metaphor of or for extrajudicial killings and human rights abuses that have occurred during his time. So, this movie serves as a powerful critique of Duterte's presidency. It also it is also a call to action for justice and accountability. So, hindi ko pa kasi napanood yung documentary, but yun nga, nagfo-focus lang siya sa, ang alam ko may interview to ng mga biktima, pamilya ng biktima ng extrajudicial killings. So, next.
Next. First is animation film. Ano nga ba yung animation film? The animation bring the drawing of people, animals, or other inanimate objects into stated that Walt Disney Studios completed the art of animation in the late 1920s. Lots of drawing are to be made in order to capture the movement of certain objects. In making animation, every change of position requires new drawings. The best example is RPG Metanoia in Philippines movie. RPG Metanoia is a 2010 Philippine animated adventure produced by Ambient Media through Matrop Animation and Star Cinema. It is the first full-length Philippine animated movie presented in 3D. It was an official entry at the 2010 Metro Manila Film Festival. It won the title for third Best Picture, Best Sound Recording, and Best Original Theme Song, as well as the Quezon City Special Citation. Given for being a gender-sensitive movie, the stereoscopy of film was made by Roadrunner Network INC, directed by Luis C. Suarez. Ang kwento ng RPG Metanoia ay isang batang na-addict sa online gaming na kung saan ay pati yung mga kaibigan niya ay nadamay. Dahil doon, dahil sa pag-a-addict niya, nagkaroon ng yung system ng games ng virus, nadamay ang kanyang ina. Napunta sila sa loob ng games at doon ginawa ang mga task. Sila ang gumawa ng task para iligtas ang kanyang ina. Yun lang.
So next is a silent. So silent film is a type of motion picture, a term used without synchronized sound. Instead, it typically relies on visual storytelling accompanied by intervals or textual screens to convey dialogue and narrative. So film when they first came about in the early 1890s. Example dito is Dalagang Bukid. So, Dalagang Bukid, a 1919 Filipino silent film produced by Jose Nepomuceno, released on September 12, 1919, and distributed by Malayan Movies. So, it is the first Filipino-produced film. It is a silent film because during the era before synchronized sound technology was widely available in cinema. So, during this time, films relied solely on visual storytelling, intertitles, and musical accompaniment to convey the narrative as opposed to spoken dialogue. So, The Last Bukid is a story about a young flower girl, Lisa, who is forced by her parents to marry a wealthy old man, Don Silvestre, despite her love for Cipriano, which is a lost. Horror. Horror is a genre of literature, film, and television that is meant to scare, startle, shock, and even repulse audiences. The key focus of a horror novel, horror film, or horror TV show is to elicit a sense of dread in the reader through frightening images, themes, and situations. So basically, ang horror, ito yung mga nakakatakot na movies. So ang example is Feng Shui na pinagbibindahan ni Chris Aquino. So ang Feng Shui po is an ancient Chinese art of arranging buildings, objects, and space in an environment to achieve harmony and balance. So ang Feng Shui po na pinagbidahan nga po ni Miss Kay ay umiikot sa kwento ng isang pamilya or particularly ng isang babae na addicted sa pag-absorb ng mga lucky things. So gusto niya palagi siyang sinuswerte kasi sawa na siya sa kamalasan. So dahil nga sa Feng Shui, kailangan balanse ang mundo, kailangan may sinuswerte at meron ding minamala. So dito nag-start yung mga patayan, dito rin nag-start yung may mga nagsasacrifice na ng buhay dahil hindi kayang tumanggi ni Miss Chris Aquino sa swerte.
So next is the comedy film. It is a film genre that emphasizes humor. These films are designed to amuse audiences and make them laugh. Films in this genre typically have a happy ending. One example of this genre is the girl, boy, bakla, tomboy played by Vice Ganda. It is about quadruplets are separated at birth, as two are raised in luxury and two grow up in poverty. After long years of separation, quadruplets Girly, Peter, Mark, and Paning meet again as Peter needs a compatible liver donor. Girl Boy Bakla Tomboy is a story of betrayal, forgiveness, and moving on.
Next is romance. Romance films involve romantic love stories recorded in visual media for broadcast in theaters or on televisions that focus on passion, emotion, and the affectionate romantic involvement of the main characters. Typically, their journey through dating, courtship, or marriage is featured. One of the famous romantic film is Titanic. Titanic is a American romantic adventure film released in 1997 that centers on the sinking of the RMS Titanic. The film proved immensely popular, holding the all-time box office gross record for more than a decade after its release. Yung most of us nakapanood na ng Titanic and alam yung kwento nito. So, the Titanic shows mayaman and naka-fixed marriage siya kay Cal, while si Jack naman, isang mahirap na painter. And nung nasa ship sila, nagkakilala sila, and doon nagsimula na magkaroon sila ng feelings sa isa't isa. Si Rose is na patagon tumatakas sa family niya para makipagkita kay Jack. And nung nabangga na yung Titanic sa iceberg, sinacrifice ni Jack yung buhay niya para ma-save si Rose.
So the next one is drama. So drama films are series presentation or stories with setting or life situation that portray realistic character in conflict with either themselves, others, or forces of nature. A dramatic film shows us human beings at their best, their worst, and everything in between. Drama films are like powerful mirrors held up to life. They tell stories that are serious and often explore real life challenges. Unlike comedies that make us laugh, dramas aim to stir our emotions, making us happy, sad, angry, and or scared. These films focus on character, people we can relate to, even if their situations are extraordinary. The drama might be a big conflict like a family torn apart by war or personal struggles. So the example is Magnifico in 2003. This film tells the story of Magnifico, a young boy from a poor family who dreams of giving his loved ones a better life. Despite facing numerous challenges and hardship, Magnifico remains determined to help his family and fulfill his dreams. The film explores themes of poverty, resilience, and the power of love and sacrifice.
So, fantasy is a pleasant situation that you enjoy thinking about but is unlikely to happen, or the activity of imagining things like is a bro is like a broad range of mental experiences mediated by the faculty of imagination in the human brain and marked by an expression of certain desires through vivid mental imaginary. So, ito yung mga situations kung saan nakaka-feel tayo ng pleasure and satisfy natin yung isip natin at yung puso natin kasi natutuwa tayo na i-imagine yung mga bagay na imposibleng mangyari sa totoong mundo. So,
minsan ito yung mga musical composition na free-inform, katulad din ng pwede rin itong mga fairies. And example nga nito is yung kwento ni Jezebel, which is a mermaid na anak ng isang tao at sirena. So, ang kwento ni Jezebel ay tungkol sa kanyang mga magulang na isang tao at isang sirena. Nabuo siya dahil sa pagmamahalan, pero nagkaroon ito ng hindi maayos na ending para sa kanyang mga magulang dahil parang naging kaparusahan ang pagsilang niya dahil nahirapan siya. Dahil hindi normal ang mainlove ang isang sirena sa isang tao dahil ipinagbabawal ito sa kanila.
Lastly is action. So action film is a genre of film characterized by high of being stunts, fights, and chase. So this movie is typically feature a hero or protagonist overcoming to achieve a goal. So ang example dito ay Bata. So ang Bata is a Filipino action film starring Arthur. It is an anti-drug enforcement agency who stages a massive drug bust in the floor of Manila. So the ground to infiltrate and dismantle a team operating the second slum area in Manila. So as they out their operation, they find themselves drowned, fighting for survival against the criminals and the residents of the area who have been manipulated by the drug lords. So the known for its intense sequences and real urban.
So, experience of watching a film. So, when we are watching a film, we lose our sense of place and time, and whenever we watch movies, this loss of sensation can also be experienced by watching other mediums of performances, but the most evident is the film. So, ang unang effect ng or experience natin kapag nanonood ng mga films is we tend to in escaping reality. So, nakakatakas tayo sa realidad katulad ng kapag may problema tayo, nagkakaroon tayo ng kasiyahan, na divert yung attention natin and mas maku-curious tayo sa mga bagay sa paligid natin. So, connection is the next one. So, sa connection, mas dito, napaparami natin yung mga taong maiintindihan natin. So, dito, nagkakaroon tayo ng connection sa bawat isa, nagkakaroon tayo ng pag-iintindihan. Appreciation. So, sa appreciation, papasok naman dito yung na-appreciate natin, mas na-appreciate natin yung mga bagay sa paligid natin na dati ay hindi naman dahil mas lumawak nga yung pangunawa natin sa mga bagay sa paligid natin. So, the last one is the personal and social change. So, ito yung medyo mabigat na effect na or experience natin kapag nanood na ng film. Ito yung magiging pinaka-outcome. Kasi dito, nababago yung yung perspectives natin and nagkakaroon din tayo ng ibang connection, kakaibang experience pa sa paligid natin. So, madalas na-adapt natin yung mga nangyayari sa film. So, malaking epekto ito kapag nakapanood tayo ng film kasi nga nababago yung mga personal choices natin and yung mga pakikisama natin sa ibang tao.
Okay, let us now move on to the person on the back of the camera. So, the filmmakers. So, next slide. Yan, we have director. So, one of the example of director is Cathy Garcia Molina. So, a director is a person who manages the production. He or she has a complete control in the whole process of finalizing the film. So, one of the director primary task is to bring the screenplay to life on screen. So, they are also the one who visualizes the film, their creative vision to visualize how the film will look and feel. So, their decisions are involved in cinematography, visual style, and overall aesthetic of the film. At isa pa sa pinaka-importanting task ng isang director is working with the actors to bring out the best performances. So, kung napanood nyo man yung interview ni Catherine Bernardo nung ginagawa nila yung Hello, Love, Goodbye. 'Di ba meron doon part na parang sabi niya, nagalit siya sa director na si Cathy Garcia Molina. May konting galit siya kasi nga parang lahat daw ibinabawal, ganyan. Pero ang naging bunga o ang naging resulta nung parang time na yon is naging maganda yung eksena or naging maganda yung film nila ni Alden Richards na Hello, Love, Goodbye. And also, this involves guiding actors in their interpretation of characters, kagaya sinabi ko kanina, blocking scenes, and also providing feedback. So next, we have the producers. So the producer takes care of all the So the producer takes care of all the production cost. He or she chooses the director, writer, and other staff of the production team. So in short words, siya ang siya ang financer. So siya ang gumagastos para ma-produce yung film. Yan. One of the they are responsible for overseeing various aspects of films, from development to distribution. So, mula sa shooting hanggang sa ipapalabas na ito sa cinema. So, producers secure financing for the film by pitching the project to investors, studios, or production companies. Yan, they create budgets, negotiate contracts, and manage financial resources throughout production. So, they are also involved in marketing and distributing the film to audiences. They work with distributors, sales agents, and marketing teams to create promotional materials, plan release strategies, and secure distribution or deals. So, ang pagiging producer is mahirap din kasi 'di ba? Kapag meron meron ngang pelikula 'di ba na nai-release siya nationwide sa cinema pero hindi siya kumita. Pero nung nai-release siya sa Netflix, doon siya nag-boom. So, nasa strategy din yan ng producers kung paano kikita yung pelikula. Yan. And also, overall, producers play a central role in bringing a film from concept to screen. So, overseeing every stage of the production process to ensure that the final product meets artistic, financial, and logistical requirements. Next.
So the next one is the cinematographer. It is the director of the photograph works thoroughly with the director of the film. He or she is responsible for the visual style of the film. So, ang cinematographer in general definition, it includes the majority of occupations that are involved in feature films or documentary production. So, kapag kinumpare natin sila sa cameraman, which is usually na misinterpret ng karamihan, ang cameraman may not be involved in the feature films or documentary production, but film, anything else, TV animation events for instance or technical video. So malaki yung pagkakaiba nila kasi pag sinabi natin cameraman, kadalasan na hindi sila masyadong kailangan sa film. So sila lang yung nagte-take ng photos. Hindi katulad ng cinematographer, sila yung pinaka importante.
So next is the cameraman. So it wears a hat and works with the whole production team. So the role or the task of a cameraman is to capture a quality video footage according to the requirements of the production. So this includes setting up and operating cameras, framing, adjusting lighting, and sometimes it's setting camera movement during filming. So they play a crucial role in the director's vision, the live visual. So, ang pagkakaiba nga ito, di ba? Ang mga cameraman kasi, most makikita siya sa mga sa shows, yung mga go, hindi sa mga movies. Sabi ni Tracy. Production. Production designer determine the visual styles, do the research for a location, manage the design team, and provide drawings depending on the concept plan. Like the head designer for a film or a TV show. They decide how everything should look, from the sets and locations to the props. They also lead a team of other artists to make it all happen. In short, they turn the script's description into a reality you can see on screen.
The location manager is responsible for finding a location to shoot the film. The location manager is a member of film crew responsible for finding security location to be used, obtaining all fire, police, and other governmental permits, and coordinating the logistics for the production to complete its goal. They are also part of the production and responsible for addressing issues that arise due to the production impact on the community.
Walang nakalagay kung sino yan.
Ay, wala ba? Ako na.
Okay.
So, ayan. We have also the scriptwriter. So, it creates a story, characters, and dramas, and works thoroughly with the producers and director of a film because they are the ones who approve the script he wrote. So, ang scriptwriter, basically, sila yung gumagawa ng kwento. So, sila ang nasa likod ng bawat story na pinapalabas sa film. Next.
So let's proceed to the notable Filipino filmmakers. Next slide. First is Catalino Ortiz Broca, or most commonly known as Lino Broca. He was born on April 3, 1939 and died on May 22, 1991. He was a Filipino film director and writer. He is widely recognized as one of the most influential and significant filmmakers in the history of the Philippine cinema. He is known for Dirty Affair, Bayan Ko, and Deep in Gold, and he was awarded the National Artist of the Philippines for Film in 1997. His movies weren't just for entertainment. They were social commentary. Roca tackled issues like poverty, inequality, and the injustices faced by ordinary Filipinos during the turbulent time in the country's history. And he directed 66 films in his career. Next. Next is Jose Nepomuceno Isialcita. He was born on May 15, 1893 and died on December 1, 1959. He was one of the pioneering directors of the cinema of the Philippines. He is also known as the father of Philippine movies. He established Malayan Movies in 1917, the leading film production company during the silent film era. This studio became a training ground for many future filmmakers who went on to shape the Philippine cinema. Pomoceno is credited with creating the first Filipino-produced feature film, Here's to the Dalagang Bukid or Country Maiden in 1919. The film's plot centered on a love story between a country lass and a city man. Lass is a girl or young man. His dedication and ingenuity paved the way for generations of filmmakers.
So Eddie Romero, or his screen name Enrique Moreno, actor, film director, and producer, Eddie Romero is the quintessential Filipino filmmaker whose life is devoted to the art and commerce of cinema, spanning three generations of filmmakers. So he began his career during the 40s when Philippines was collapsing after the World War II. So some of his famous works are Ganito Kami Noon, Paano Kayo Ngayon in 1976, Agila in 1980, Kwenta ng Kahapon in 1995, and Ganito Kami Noon, Paano Kayo Ngayon, and Agila are two of his most acclaimed works, earning him recognition both locally and internationally for his contributions to Philippine cinema. Next. So next is Lamberto V. Avellana. So he was nicknamed as the Boy Wonder of Philippine movie. So in 1976, Avellana was named by President Ferdinand Marcos as the first national artist of the Philippines for film. So Avellana's career in film that would be capped by such distinctive achievements as the Grand Prix at the Asian Film Festival in Hong Kong for Anak Dalita in 1956, Best Director of Asia Award in Tokyo for Bajau, among others. So some of his famous works are Anak Dalita in 1956, or also known as the Ruins. Next is Bajau in 1957. Next is Portrait of the Artist as Filipino in 1965 and Sakay in 1937. So this work showcased Avellana's talent for storytelling, and his ability to capture the essence of Filipino culture and society. Next po. So lastly, Ishmael Bernal. So Bernal was declared the Environmental Artist of the Philippines in 2001. So he was a Filipino film, stage, and television director, actor, and screenwriter, renowned for his melodramas exploring feminist and moral themes. So he directed numerous groundbreaking Filipino films including Pagdating sa Dulo in 1971, Nunal sa Tubig in 1976, Manila by Night 1980, and Himala 1982, and Working Girls in 1984.
Next is movie review. Movie review is an article that is published in a newspaper, magazine, or scholarly work that describes and evaluates a movie. Reviews are typically written by journalists giving their opinion of the movie. Some reviews include scores, 4 out of 5 stars, or recommendations. Since the movie is printed in many different kinds of publication, you may need to search several sources.
So a movie review is to help readers determine or viewers determine if they want to watch, rent, or buy the movie. So ito yung nagbibigay ng enough na information regarding the movie, so it can give a positive review and generate buzz and excitement, drawing more viewers to the theaters. So ito yung nagbibigay ng mas maraming viewers sa isang movie dahil mas nagkakaroon ito ng pagkakakilanlan dahil nagkakaroon ng positive review, which is a good one dahil nabibigyan ito ng mas maraming viewers dahil ay maganda yung ganitong movie, mare-recommend ko sa ito kasi makaka-relate ka, something like that. So, a movie review is a document that critical reception of a film at its time of theatrical or DVD release. It is more consumer-oriented, placing more emphasis on recommendation than analysis. So, mas seryoso sa pagre-recommend kaysa sa pag-analyze ng isang movie kasi mas importante sa isang movie review na pumatok ang isang pelikula para mas kumita ito at mas tanggapin ng masa.
So, ayan. Dahil equipped na tayo ng knowledge natin about film, we want you to reflect on your favorite movie. So, share some lines or memorable lines that have stuck with you. And what lessons have you learned from this movie? Additionally, please identify the genre of the film. So, basically, parang magmo-movie review kayo ng inyong favorite na movie. So, dahil required sa atin na mag-comment sa bawat video, so, dapat lahat ng manonood nito is may comment ng activity na to. So, yun lang. And thank you for listening. Guys, open cam. Open cam lahat.
Kanina pa ako Ikaw.
Yan.
Kanina pa si Luella.
Thank you guys.
Sakit ng likod ko.
Bye.
Si Luella, hindi naman na gumagalaw si Luella kanina.
Kaya
Naka-steady na lang naman na.
Oo.